Hi, I'm Karen and welcome back to Rock Your Body Truth YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to be bringing you some great exercises which ultimately will help you to strengthen your back. But to begin with, you may just notice a release in your shoulders and maybe even a release in your back. So letting go of whatever tension you might be holding in your shoulders. We're going to be using some light weights if you have them. If you haven't got them, then maybe you can use small water bottles or tins, but you can do the exercises without. The ones I'm using are 0.5 kilograms, so really no weight here at all. There's no need for that. This is really about connecting in with your body, really starting to notice where you're feeling the exercises and maybe try and create some awareness about how to release some of the tension that you might be holding in your shoulders. Mostly we'll be lying down on our backs, but I may also be sat up against a wall if I feel that I need to show you the exercise movements a little bit better, a little bit clearer. You can do the exercises sitting up against a wall or in standing against a wall, but I recommend that you do have some feedback because I really want you to start noticing, the shoulder blades in particular, because what I've been working with my clients in the studio is when we allow shoulder blade movement in the back, that is ultimately what will start to release tension in our shoulders. Okay. Shall we get down to the mat and get started? We're going to be working with the breath, and I really want you to really do the best that you can to get connected into your body, which of course is going to be really helpful if you can combine movement with breath, okay? Working with your breath not only engages muscles, i.e. switches them on so you can feel them firing up, but it also helps to release tension at the same time. So let's get down to the mat and let's get started. As always, the Pilates breath is breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. When you first land on the mat, notice how your back and your shoulders are feeling. Let's have the knees bent because that will allow your back to relax, your spine to relax into the mat a little bit better. So breathing in fully through the nose and out through the mouth, and taking as many of those as you need to really allow the body to soften into the mat and start to notice where your shoulders are, where your shoulder blades are, how your spine is touching the mat. Maybe notice if you have any tension in the glutes and in the hips, and try to work with the breath, the conscious breath, to release that. Breathing in fully through your nose and exhale. Another really good tip with regards to breathing is notice if you are breathing high up in your chest or in your belly or even in your shoulders, and try to transfer the breath into your back. So when you're lying on your back or sitting up against a wall, you can breathe in wide into the floor or into the wall. And as you exhale, you might feel that tightening of the belly and softening of the ribs down into the mat. And then when you breathe in next, you want to try and maintain that. Okay. Let's start with ribcage arms. So holding your light weights, come from the floor here with the shoulders as wide as you can. But when you stretch your shoulders on the mat, just be aware that you're not squeezing together your shoulder blades. Okay, we want to allow the shoulder blades to move as we are lifting the arms and as we are moving the arms in whichever direction that might be, whether it's for the ribcage arms overhead, down to the mat, or maybe out to the side in circles. So whichever direction, we want to really invite the shoulder blades to move around in the back. Okay, So picking the arms up on your inhale, reach them overhead. And when you first start doing the ribcage arms, notice whether you're allowing the back to arch, whether your arms are pulling your back and your ribs off the mat. Of course, this isn't the point of the ribcage arms. We want to make sure that we're bringing the ribs down into the mat to pick the arms up. Let's go down to the mat again. Notice whether your shoulders were raised when they lowered down. So we keep the shoulders wide. We lift the arms up on the inhale. You keep your ribs, particularly work with the front of the ribs, soft in the mat. Really reach the ribs down to the mat as you exhale and pick up the arms, and then widen the shoulders down into the waist, into the side of the body as you lower the arms down into the mat. Head alignment is important too. So I would encourage you to be on the base of your skull as much as you can, and that will help your back, your ribs to stay on the mat. Inhale, picking the arms up. Don't go too far back, especially if you are starting to notice your back, your ribs coming off the mat. Inhale, reach the arms over, and exhale, picking them up, shoulders wide when you land on the mat. Okay, so from here, once you feel that you have, a good understanding, or you're starting to get a good understanding of how your back is feeling and how your arms connect into your back, I'd like you to pick the arms up, and we're going to now take the scissors of the arms. So you're going to take your right arm down to the mat, stretching it down into the waist, and take your left arm overhead. Okay, so we want to feel like we're stretching the arms away from each other, but at the same time, we don't want to be doing a bend in the body. So we want to keep the box really square. Remember how I've spoken about the box in my other videos? The box is our torso, and we want to make sure we have the shoulders, hips, and everything in between, in particular the spine, as aligned as we can when we are moving. So we're going to inhale to switch the arms, exhale, switch the arms, and all the time, this is like you want to be thinking about the rib cage arms exercise that we just did, and keeping that same focus that the back stays on the mat. As the arms are lifting, maybe start to get a sense of the shoulder blades rotating around underneath your armpits. Good. Nice. And then bring, let's do one more, sorry. There we go. That's how we started. Bring that left arm to join your right arm. Picking the arms up once again. Okay, we're going to take some circles. So for the circles, I would encourage you not to take the arms overhead. That will no doubt create tension in the shoulders. And of course, that's what we're trying to avoid. So pick the arms up just before you get to the shoulders. And now widen your shoulder blades in the mat in your back as much as you can as you circle the arms down and around. Inhale, pick the arms up. Exhale, out to the side, circle around back to the side of the body. Now, normally people say that this feels really nice because by now they've started to get a sense of their shoulder blades moving, which feels like almost like you're massaging your back with your shoulder blades. So we're going to reverse the circles. Inhale, exhale, circle around and down. Open the arms out to the side on the inhale. Exhale, pick them up and circle them down. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle around. Inhale, open. Exhale, circle. Now, circles, of course, are a rotation, but you want to feel that the rotation is coming from inside the shoulder joint. So it might be that your shoulders are starting to feel a little bit warm here. Trust me, they're going to feel really good. One more. And then bring the arms down by the side of the body. Again, how are your shoulders feeling now? Mine are definitely softer, more relaxed. Okay, so next we're going to take a version of the hug lying down. So we're going to pick the arms up again, and you're going to rotate the arms from the shoulder joints to face each other. I really want to encourage you to work with the shoulder blades here. So as much as you can, I want you to widen the shoulder blades in the mat and then keep them wide as you open the arms out to the side. If your arms are starting to get a little bit heavy, then the chances are you've lost the connection into your back. So maybe just make the movement a little bit smaller so you can really feel that you're opening the arms out from the width of your back and your shoulder blades. So we're going to take this inhale to open, wide in the back. Exhale to bring the arms back up. The length of my spine is staying in the mat. And I'm really starting to get a sense of my shoulder blades, really nice and wide. And just really feeling my arms are connected into my back. Let's go 2 more. And last one. Picking the arms up from the back. And then bring the arms down by the side of the body with the shoulders wide. And now here with the feeling of chest expansion, so the back is expanded as much as the chest, and you can feel it in the mat. You're going to turn your head to the right and look towards just the right side shoulder, and then turn the head to the left, and then come to center. Pick the arms up, take that again. So this is a version of chest expansion, but lying down. We don't want you to arch the back. Turn to the left, turn to the right, back to center, and pick the arms up. Taking it again, wide with the shoulders with the back, turn to your right, turn to your left, back to center, picking the arms up. One more time, we're going to go down with the arms, back of the shoulders in the mat. Turn to the left, turn to the right, and back to center. Now I'm going to take my arms up and over, but I'm going to keep my back on the mat. So I'm here just stretching my arms out of my shoulders, and then picking my arms back up again and down to the mat. So there's one more exercise that I'd like to show you, and I am going to show you this exercise seated up against the wall, which is probably quite cold. And the reason why is because the choreography can be a little bit confusing. So I'd like you to see that clearly. So sitting up against the wall, you want to feel, again, just like on the mat, that you have your whole length and width of the back on the mat. And I'm going to have my legs out straight. That feels more comfortable for me. And I'm really aware of my shoulder blades. Now, maybe start this exercise without the weights, okay? You may have experienced this exercise, come across this exercise before. I think it's called goalpost arms. So I'm going to show you without the weights. So we're going to pick the arms up, and we're going to take the arms up. Now, I can't get my arms to my back, to the wall, without arching my back, without tension in my shoulders. So actually let's approach this exercise in a different way. Let's take the arms out to the side. So now I can really feel the width of my shoulders in the back, in the wall. So I'm going to bend my arms, and I have the back of my arms, well, I have not completely touching, okay? But I can feel my chest is really open. Now, what you don't want to be doing at this point is arching your back off the mat or off the wall. I'm just going to sit a little bit closer. And then from here, what you can start to do is rotation. So as you can see, I'm not changing the angle at the elbow. And what I'm doing is keeping my back on the mat and doing a rotation in my shoulder joints, which this feels so good. So good. I'm going to take this to the mat in a moment, okay? but I want to show you where you can go with this exercise. So what you want to be careful not to do is to move the elbows up and down. We don't want to do that. When you're doing the rotation, you want to really be aware of any limitations in this rotation. So keep the upper arms really, really still. Okay. If you wish to take this further, you can then extend the arms. I've had to take mine away from the mat, from the wall, but I'm keeping my back on the wall. And then bring the arms down again. So now the back of my arms, they're actually touching the wall a little bit better. So as I reach my arms overhead, I'm allowing my shoulder blades to slide down my back. And I'm bringing my arms back down. We can take that into the rotation. Bring it back up. Can you see I'm not moving my upper arms until I raise my arms. And as I raise my arms, I'm making sure I'm staying connected into the wall. It actually feels really good. Rotation, it might be limited. We all have tension in our shoulders. Okay, I'm going to take this down to the mat now. Okay, and I'm going to use the weights. So, lying down on our backs once again. My shoulders are starting to feel really good. Okay, let's take that exercise lying down. So, we pick the arms up, we turn the palms from the shoulder joints, we take the arms out to the side, so much easier to have your arms down on the floor than when I was sitting on the wall. And then I've taken my arms to this goalpost position. And it might be that you might not be able to achieve that, okay? So maybe start from the raised arm position. And then working with the rotation in the shoulder joint, as you take the arms, maybe going overhead and then picking them back up again. So we go inhale and then exhale up. And remember, I'm not moving my upper arms or my elbows. They're staying in that position, and I'm just working with the rotation that I have available in my shoulder joints. And you can do 6 or 8. And then if you want to, you can then take it to extending the arms, but making sure that your arms are not, your back is not coming off the mat. And then bend the arms back in and pick them back up again. So we go overhead, so we take them back, and we reach them overhead. My arms have come off the mat. We fold them back in, elbows on the mat, and arms up. Remember, the important part of this is to allow the shoulder blades to move in the back, but to keep your back on the mat and keep the ribs in the mat. So we're not allowing the spine or the rib cage to be raised. We'll make this the last one. You don't need too many. Pick them up, bring the arms up again, take a stretch, and then down. Now, what I said was that you may experience a difference in the mobility of your spine. So maybe what would be really nice to do here, or maybe if you did this at the start as well and then did it at the end, is to roll down, to do some rollbacks. And notice how your back is feeling. Are you maybe rolling better? It might be that you wish to hold on to the weights, and I would make sure that you land on the mat before you take the arms overhead, and then bring the arms all the way over to roll up. And my back is definitely feeling, my spine is definitely feeling more mobile. Always moving on the exhale. Let's take one more time. Exhale, roll down. Take the arms over, inhale. Exhale, roll up. Nice. Okay. So how does that feel? How do your shoulders feel in comparison to the start of the class and your spine? I hope you felt good. If you don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And please do get in contact with me if you'd like to find out how we can work together, either in person or online. So please go to rockyourbodytruth.com. See you soon.